The juvenile fillies turf has a large, evenly matched field, not much of a run to the first turn, and not much early speed. The field will bunch up, and post position, riders, and running style will be major factors. A steer earned a mediocre figure in a slow-paced race first time out, then a much better one to win a stake at Kentucky Downs. Lightly raced horses are obviously more likely to run a new top than those who have already done a lot of racing. And with 8 weeks rest, there's a good chance this filly will move forward. Walsh has only run a couple in Breeders' Cup races, but the ones he saddled at Santa Anita have run well. Baku has the same top as a steer and has run it twice, but this one we don't like. She jumped forward at the time a lot of Bauer's runners did, then came back to pair up that effort on just 13 days rest. Two big efforts close together often take something out of a horse, and since those efforts came after a lot of development, we think this filly will pair up at best and might back up. Carla's Way jumped forward to a new top going 7 furlongs in her last start and has had 5 weeks since. As previously noted, Euros run at least their previous top more than half the time in these races, and grass horses and young, lightly raced ones are less likely to bounce in general. A repeat of that last would make this girl a major player. Dreamfire ran fast to win a dirt stake at Del Mar, then won an excruciatingly slow grass stake, which is interesting, since so far Flame Away's runners have been about 7 points faster on grass than dirt. We have no idea what this one will do. Hard to Justify is very similar to a steer, except with less rest, and she's trained by Chad Brown, whose grass runners run to at least their previous top 70% of the time in these races, and the young, lighter race ones are even more likely to run a new top than that table would suggest. This one's a strong contender. Lolney ran 6 times in Europe, jumping to a new top in her last. This one goes first time to Motto, but comparing her to Carla's Way, she's more heavily raced, and her top isn't quite as good. We like Carla's Way better. Le Pavot had 6 starts in Europe, like Lolney, but isn't coming off a big jump. She has a nice pattern of gradual development and could run a new top, but she's not as fast as the first 2 Euros and is unlikely to make a big jump. Life's Inaudible finished close to Hard to Justify last time, but saved ground and didn't earn nearly as good a figure. Fletcher's grass stats aren't as bad as his dirt ones, but they're just okay. Since this one needs a big jump, we'll pass. Porta Fortuna is another 6-start Euro and another coming off a big jump. We don't like her quite as much as Carla's Way, but she's faster than Le Pavot or Lolney. She Feels Pretty ran well in a grass sprint first time out and much better over a 1-turn mile in Canada. With 7 weeks rest, we don't know what this filly's limit is, but she will have to deal with traffic and ground loss coming from far back in a big field. Most of the good ones drew towards the outside, and She Feels Pretty could have a problem. Velasquez tends to lose ground coming from behind in grass races, and here he drew wide in a very big field. Pratt and Gaffleone are 2 of the very best grass riders in this country, and their mounts have some tactical speed, so we'll still use a steer and Hard to Justify. The 2 Euros we will use are Carla's Way and Lolney, who drew much better than the other contenders.